Have you ever wondered what really keeps Stray Kids together after 8 years of nonstop schedules, world tours, record-breaking albums, and the pressure of being one of the biggest groups in the world? Most people look at the numbers. They look at the sold-out stadiums, the Billboard achievements, the millions of albums sold, and they assume that's the secret. But after reading this fascinating Rolling Stone interview, I think the real answer is something much simpler and much harder to build: friendship. One moment from the interview immediately caught my attention. When Bang Chan was asked to talk about the members, he jokingly asked, "Do you want us to be warm and caring, or do you want us to be toxic?" The members burst out laughing, and honestly, that single moment tells you so much about Stray Kids. They're comfortable enough with each other to joke around like siblings, but underneath the humor is a genuine affection that has clearly survived years of intense pressure. And that's what makes this interview so interesting. Think about it. Most groups can work together. Most groups can perform together. But staying together emotionally for nearly a decade while living, traveling, rehearsing, recording, and performing together almost every day. That's a completely different challenge. What's especially impressive is how little the members seem interested in talking about their achievements. The interviewer mentioned that Stray Kids keep breaking records. They became the first act to debut at #1 on the Billboard 200 with their first 6 charting albums. They sold enormous numbers of albums in the United States. They're performing in giant stadiums around the world. Yet Bang Chan's reaction was basically, not really. Now, some people might call that humility. Others might say it's just their personality. But I think there's something deeper happening here. The members don't seem obsessed with proving that they've already made it. Instead, they're focused on where they're going next. Bang Chan even said they still need to rise 9 more steps to get to 10. Imagine hearing that from a group that many people already consider one of the biggest acts in the world. And I want to ask you something. Do you think that mindset is one of the reasons Stray Kids keep growing? Because personally, I do. The moment artists start believing they've reached the top, that's often when growth stops. But Stray Kids still act like they're chasing something bigger. One of my favorite parts of the interview was when the members started describing each other. What could have easily become a routine compliment session turned into something that revealed how closely they actually pay attention to one another. Felix described Bang Chan as someone who takes care of everyone even when he's exhausted himself. Bang Chan described IN as someone who sometimes feels like the oldest member despite being the youngest. Sungmin talked about how much he learns from Hyunjin. Hyunjin called Changbin the center of gravity of Stray Kids. And honestly, what stood out wasn't just the compliments themselves. It was how specific they were. These weren't generic statements. They weren't saying, "He's nice" or "He's talented." They were talking about things they've personally experienced over years of living and working together. That's what made it feel genuine. The relationship between the members reminded me of something fans often forget. Behind every performance, every music video, every comeback, there are thousands of hours that we never see. There are stressful moments, disagreements, exhaustion, injuries, creative frustrations, and countless decisions happening behind closed doors. The fact that Stray Kids still seem to genuinely enjoy each other's company after all this time says a lot. Another thing that really caught my attention was how democratic their creative process is. A lot of people know that 3racha, Bang Chan, Changbin, and Han produce and write most of Stray Kids' music. But according to Bang Chan, it isn't simply a case of 3racha creating songs and everyone else accepting them. Instead, the members discuss the music together. They vote, they give feedback, they evaluate ideas. In other words, Stray Kids operate more like a team than many fans might realize. And personally, I think that's one of the biggest reasons their music feels so authentic. When every member contributes to shaping the final result, the songs naturally reflect the group's collective identity rather than one person's vision. That also explains why their discography feels so unique. Bang Chan even said he doesn't think Stray Kids belongs to a specific genre. And honestly, I agree with him. One comeback can be aggressive and powerful. The next can be emotional and vulnerable. Then they can suddenly switch to something playful, experimental, or completely unexpected. Instead of fitting into a genre, Stray Kids seem to create whatever feels right for them at that moment. And maybe that's why their music connects with so many different people around the world. Something else worth discussing is the physical side of being Stray Kids. Fans see the concerts, they see the energy, they see the powerful choreography and the constant movement on stage. But hearing Felix talk about maintaining their health really puts things into perspective. These concerts aren't 90-minute performances. They're often 3-hour marathons, running, jumping, dancing, singing live, interacting with fans, all while maintaining incredible energy levels. That's exhausting. In fact, Lino's comment about Felix being the group's unofficial masseur might be one of the sweetest details from the entire conversation. It's such a small thing, but sometimes the smallest details reveal the biggest truths. Helping your members when they're sore or tired isn't something you do because it's part of your job description. You do it because you care. Another moment I loved was when Changbin casually said he wants to go to the Grammys. The members immediately reacted with excitement and teasing. But what stood out to me was how natural that dream felt. They're not pretending they don't have ambitions. They're not acting like they've accomplished everything. They're still dreaming. And honestly, that's inspiring. No matter how successful someone becomes, having new goals keeps them moving forward. Before we finish, I want to talk about one word mentioned in the interview, Jung. It's a Korean concept that's difficult to translate directly into English. It's a deep emotional bond built through shared experiences, mutual care, and genuine connection. And after reading this entire interview, I think Jung might be the perfect word to describe both Stray Kids' relationship with each other and their relationship with Stay. Because at the end of the day, records can be broken, charts can change, new achievements will always come and go, but relationships are what last. The biggest thing I took away from this interview wasn't how successful Stray Kids are. It was how much work goes into staying Stray Kids. The hard work isn't just writing songs. It's not just rehearsing choreography. It's not just performing in front of 40,000 people. It's continuing to support each other, trust each other, and grow together after nearly a decade. And maybe that's the real reason they've come this far. But now I want to hear from you. What was the most meaningful moment from this interview for you? Was it the members complimenting each other? Bang Chan's leadership? Changbin's Grammy dream? Or the fact that they still approach their music as a team after all these years? Let me know in the comments. I'm really curious to see which part stood out most to fellow Stays, because after reading this interview, one thing feels crystal clear. Stray Kids may be global superstars, but what truly makes them special is that they still seem like 8 friends chasing the same dream together.